Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We continue our working day, and I give the floor to the Presidential Administration spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, and now information on the ATO operation during the last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, there were 5 enemy shellings, 2 of them near Stanitsa Luganskaya and 3 near Trykhizbenka. And ATO forces were forced to return fire. Donetsk area. The situation is heavy. The enemy continued to violate ceasefire along the front line and uses heavy weapons. The hottest areas, as usual, Luganska, Zaitsevo, Mayorsk and Avdiivka. In production area of Avdiivka, enemy delivers shellings of Ukrainian positions for several hours. Bullets and shells are getting to residential areas. And in the course of these artillery shellings, the enemy damaged school in Avdiivka. No one was hurt. Along the front line, the enemy actively uses mortars and armored vehicles. And the majority of enemy shellings are in the second part of the day after the sunset. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area, there were 53 enemy shellings, about 40% with the use of heavy weapons. The situation deteriorated in Mariupol area. The hottest areas are Mariinka, Novotoroitska and Shirokino. The enemy delivered some mortar shellings. Also, they use actively IPCs and snipers. And during the last 24 hours in Mariupol area, there were on the whole 29 enemy shellings. At the same time, Russia continues to provide ammunition, equipment, and fuel and lubricants to the militants of DPR and LPR. Chief Intelligence Department of MOD informs that yesterday an echelon came to Krasnodon bringing fuel and lubricants to Krasnodon, and also in the Baltsevo an echelon came with 200 tons of ammunition, and 12 tanks and 18 APCs were brought to Ilovaisk. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 8 were wounded, all of them in Donetsk area. 3 servicemen were wounded during shellings, and 5 were wounded when APC was blown up by a mine. Several days ago, the militants captured UNO mission representative. He is a citizen of Ukraine and has diplomatic immunity. The militants detained him under fake pretext, and they do not allow access to international humanitarian missions. And Ukrainian diplomats do everything possible to release the man, to free him. And in Chernigivщина, training continues in Nash Training Center. And they had some medical training, and they are trained also by the representatives of Great Britain Medical Corps, and they were presented with medical kits that are used by military medical forces in Great Britain. And also in Luganщina there are some training for field engineers, and they were trained how to demine the area, and also field engineers and services were included. And also, law enforcement continue to find and seize ammunition. And in Krasnoarmeysk, in Donetsk, SBU found a cache of arms. They confiscated 3 grenade launchers, 2 shells to it, 7 grenades, and 1 kilogram of TNT, and also many cartridges. And in Gordivka, in Krasnoarmeysk region, in Donetsk Oblast, they found a cart of ammunition to anti-aircraft weapon, also Kalashnikov gun, and a cart with grenades. And 2 trucks went through Novotroitsk checkpoint, and they brought 20 tons with household chemistry from the International Committee of Red Cross. This is the end of press conference, and the next briefing is at 1.